The US government spent over $7 trillion in 2025. Most of this money goes to Social Security, healthcare, and a bunch of other boring stuff. But what else does our government do with our taxes? You may not think this is very interesting, but you have a right to know where your money is going, and the government agrees. So, every year, they release a bunch of documents and files detailing their purchases, which includes their annual top 100 government contractors. This list contains some wild stuff. I've sifted through it, and today I want to share with you the top 10 coolest government contractors. Before we start, I'd like to say that it's an honor that you're taking the time out of your day to watch this video. So, thank you. At number 10, we have the Javelin JV. This is a collaboration between two heavy hitters you'll see much later into the video. This one's dope as f***, but it's a small project that only has one product, and that's why it's going to be this high up on the list. The FGM-148 Javelin is an anti-tank fire-and-forget rocket launcher. You're probably thinking, all rocket launchers are anti-tank. What makes this one special? Well, once fired, the average launcher will propel their projectile in a straight line, meeting their target head-to-head, where the armor is thickest. The Javelin will detect the target using infrared sensors, track the target when fired, slowly rise above the target, then drop down into the top of it, where the armor is thinnest, releasing a precursor charge that breaks its armor, then detonates a much larger second charge a split second later, killing everything inside. These things cost about $250,000 each, while tanks cost around $10 million per unit, so it's a pretty good elixir trade. The only downside to this is that you need someone within close proximity of the tank to fire it. Now, what would happen if we could fight without even being on the battlefield? At number 9, we have General Atomics. General Atomics are the brains behind modern military drones. There are 3 variants to their unmanned aerial vehicles: a surveillance type, the MQ-1 Predator, an assault type, the MQ-9 Reaper, and a stealth type, the MQ-20 Avenger. The real danger of drones isn't in their firepower. The danger lies within its precision. Drones can track targets for up to 30 hours at a time and drop a Hellfire missile at any given moment. If your opponent doesn't have any anti-air defenses, then you are in control. You choose who lives and dies. Should the aircraft be shot down anyway, the pilot is thousands of miles away, so he can just hop on an alt account and continue the mission. Drones are terrifyingly efficient. On to the atomics portion. The atomics have nothing to do with weapons testing or bombs. Instead, they focus on energy science and improving nuclear power plants across the country. So, pretty cool but not too important on the military side, but almost everything to the future of power within this country. Pretty dope corp. At number 8, we have Oracle. This company is the blueprint for the evil tech giant. They're cool in an Anton Chigurh kind of way. On the surface, they're super boring. They sell enterprise software and gigantic AI data centers to corporations that don't want to invest the time and money into making their own. As of December 23, 2025, they're worth $561.2 billion. Even though they're one of the biggest companies in the world, they still try to shake as much money as they can from you. They have tricky licensing agreements embedded in their free products that have heavy limitations, resulting in surprise audits and fees. Their most famous case of this is when they tried to sue Google for using Java to build Android. From my limited understanding, Google changed the code underneath but kept the same grammar that Oracle owns. In Fortnite terms, they created a new map, new graphics, new combat system, new network, but kept the same controls for movement. Oracle saw this and filed a lawsuit for $8.8 billion in damages. After a 10-year legal battle, the courts sided with Google, declaring fair use of the code, but even if they lost $8.8 billion, it's just a drop in the bucket for Google. Why does that even matter? Well, if Oracle had gotten their way, this would send shockwaves into the tech industry. Going back to the Fortnite analogy, all control schemes that use A for jumping and B for crouch could be sued for copyright infringement, effectively destroying the shooter genre. Oracle is straight up just evil, Their logo is hella ominous, their CEO is a Bond villain who owns a private island, and their business practices are nothing short of shady. It took me an hour researching them to get a semblance of an idea on what they do. This organization is totally shrouded in mystery. It's comical how evil these guys are. At number 7, we have the Jesus to Oracle Satan, Bath Iron Works. Bath Iron Works is a subsidiary of... In short, it's a shipyard in Maine that designs and builds warships for the Navy. They rose to major acclaim during World War II, where they built both the best and most ships during the war, rightfully earning their motto, Bath built is best built. Their destroyers, specifically the Zumwalt-class DDG-1000 destroyers, excel in long-range precision strikes, anti-air warfare, anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare, you name it. They kind of do everything really well. There's no flaws in this company. There isn't really a whole lot to say about these guys, other than they're the gold standard in reliability. They're just a really good company, and that's why they land at number 7 on this list. Quality is cool, man. Argue with a wall. At number 6, we have Atlantic Diving Supply. This is the last entry before we get into the really cool stuff. So, if you want to just skip this and go straight to that, go to this timestamp right here. Atlantic Diving Supply is a bit of an underdog story. In 1979, a small business called the Lynnhaven Dive Center opened its doors for business. It was in close proximity to the Oceana Naval Air Station, which resulted in many of their initial customers being active service members. After so many interactions with military-adjacent customers, the owner's son created an offshoot company in 1997 that handled contracts targeting the military's diving community. This new venture was a reselling company that packaged an array of survival products into a crafty kit. They won their first major federal contract in 2000 and caught their big break when government spending skyrocketed after 9/11. In 2010, their sales reached over $1.3 billion. In 2024, they made over $4.5 billion. From the streets of Virginia Beach to America's top 100 contractors. It's stories like these that make you believe in the American dream. The next 5 entries exist in what I call the 11-digit club. They have by far the most expensive contracts on the top 100 report. They are the heaviest of hitters. The first entry in the 11-digit club is General Dynamics. Unlike the other entries in this zone, General Dynamics keeps their hands out of the sky. They stick to land and sea, creating nuclear submarines and armored vehicles. Their lineup of M1 Abrams tanks are America's go-to. I'm not going to go into great detail on what a tank is, because you know what they are. They can take a hit, they can certainly hit back, we know what that is. Let's move on to their nuclear submarines. This term can be misleading. Nuclear submarine doesn't always mean nuclear-armed submarines. It usually refers to nuclear-powered submarines. Since they are powered by reactors instead of diesel or electricity, missions can last much longer before needing to resurface, since they are now limited by their food stock rather than fuel. Many countries have yet to deploy a nuclear submarine, but General Dynamics built their first nuclear-propelled submarine in 1952, which was named the USS Nautilus. They've always been ahead of the curve. On top of all this, they develop weapons for contractors higher up in this list to build into their products. You'll see what that means in a moment. At number 4, we have Northrop Grumman. This is yet another aerospace and defense company, yada yada. You've seen a lot of these already. One of their jets, the Grumman F-14, was used in the original Top Gun. Aside from this, there's nothing too spectacular about this entry. Normally, a contractor like this would be a lot further down this list, but the thing that sets them apart, the thing that places it so high, is their B-2 spirit. This creation single-handedly takes them from, quite frankly, not even being on this list, to making the top 5. Often referred to as the B-2 stealth bomber, this jet specializes in flying under enemy detection. Its unique design in tandem with its radar-absorbent coating significantly reduces its signatures to make it nearly invisible on most advanced detection systems. When people talk about this machine, they often say, if you can see it, you're not the target. Now, that's just the stealth aspect. Let's talk about the bomb part. It can hold up to 80 500-pound class Mk-82 JDAM GPS guided bombs or 16 2400-pound B-83 nuclear bombs, or any combination of these two. It can attack from over 50,000 feet in the sky and can fly for over 6,000 miles at a time. In total, 21 B-2s were made between 1989 and the year 2000. The average cost to manufacture one of these things is $2 billion. Calculating for inflation, that comes out to $4.25 billion. A single one of these can destroy a country, and there's 19 B-2s ready to go at any given moment. At number 3, we have Boeing. This is the same Boeing that makes those big planes that fall apart in the sky, but that's the commercial side of Boeing. Whatever is happening on that side of the factory is isolated. Hopefully. Boeing is iconic. They have some of the most well-known aircrafts in their catalog. The military cargo plane you see in every movie is the Boeing CH-47 Chinook, which can carry about 25 tons. The jets used in Top Gun Maverick are the Boeing F-18 Super Hornet. They are capable of flying 1,200 miles per hour and shooting over 4,000 20mm rounds per minute. Since its inception in 1983, the F-18 has officially only ever been shot down once. Boeing is also the mastermind behind the infamous death machine, the AH-64 Apache helicopter. This thing is equipped with 1,230mm rounds along with Hellfire missiles for tanks and other squishy targets. Boeing is a master of firepower, having created some of the most devastating machines to ever scorch the earth. However, their recent transition from prioritizing quality to maximizing profits has left many people skeptical of their products. This uncertainty cannot be ignored, and has lost them a couple points for sure. At number 2, we have Raytheon. You can think of Raytheon as the shield to Boeing's spear. Unlike all the other entries in the 11-digit club, Raytheon is truly focused on defense. They build technologies that detect, track, intercept, and destroy incoming threats, whether that be land, air, or sea. One of their most popular products is the Coyote drone. It's a counter drone that kamikazes its target, which is cool, but where they really shine are in their sensors. These things are practically omnipresent. They can track missiles, jets, boats, drones from miles and miles away. They created the infrared sensor in the Javelin from the first entry. They can see through hurricanes, they can track through total darkness. These things are otherworldly. They are literally the crystal from Lord of the Rings. It is black magic. And it's so sad to see people read it off, because this tech should not be possible. If you thought this entry was a little lackluster though, don't worry, we got the best one coming up. Most of you already know where I'm going with this, but for the chronically offline, I'm talking about Lockheed Martin is the global leader in aerospace and defense. What does that mean? Well, it means that when it comes to creating weapons that can fly through the Earth's atmosphere and even outer space, no one is better at navigating and dominating than Lockheed. They have the most advanced jets, choppers, and missile systems in the world. If you know absolutely nothing about fighter jets, you still have definitely seen their products. Their catalog includes the likes of the F-22, the F-35, the F-16, and the legendary SR-71 Blackbird. The Blackbird was a recon plane, and because it had no need for weapons, it could move much faster than anything ever seen before. It could move around 3 times faster than the speed of sound, or over 2,000 miles per hour. It could comfortably fly at over 85,000 feet in the sky, higher than anything before and since its creation. Due to these incredible feats, the Blackbird was never shot down despite having over 4,000 missiles fired at it before it was retired. It saw great use during the Cold War and helped the States immensely. Oh wait, I forgot to mention, Lockheed made this thing in 1964. Over 61 years of innovation and the Blackbird remains undefeated as the fastest plane ever. That still isn't the end of their greatness though. As I said before, they make choppers and missiles too. Where Raytheon did the tracking part of the Javelin, Lockheed made the warhead portion. They also make the most versatile helicopter in the US military, the Sikorsky UH-60 Blackhawk, which was used in the raid on Osama bin Laden's compound. In addition to this, they make missile systems like the HIMARS, the Hellfire missile, and the PAC-3. I could go into detail about these missiles, but I think you get the point. Lockheed is the GOAT. There's a reason they're America's #1 contractor every year, and now you know why. Regardless of your opinions on the American war machine, objectively, what they do is nothing short of incredible. They make the craziest shit. That's all I got for you today. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. I know this is a smaller channel, obviously. Like, me personally, I wouldn't watch a video from somebody with like 70 subs, which, thank you for 70 subs. I didn't even think the racist bosses video was gonna do like any numbers. I thought it was gonna get like 20 views, and it has like 5K today, so that's sweet. If you came here for quality content, you're probably not gonna find it. That's gonna be at least like another 6 months until I actually like know what I'm doing. But if you just enjoyed this, like, thanks anyways, man. I appreciate that.